If you felt that parents were feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of material, you could go through it with them. You don't have to read it all, you don't have to read it word for word. It's scanning through it to see what's useful for you, and if parents, if you think they need a little bit of support with that, then so be it.
It was really daunting to think I've got to sit and go through all these forms, but she actually sat and went through a couple of the pages of the family file for me, and it was about us as a family. It was about, what does Alicia like? What does Alicia do? You know, who is Alicia? And it actually made me sit and think, actually, what does Alicia like, and who is Alicia, and the type of person she is, and who are we as a family, and what do we want as a family? And it was the first occasion where, in all everything that was going on in our lives, we'd actually had an opportunity to say what we wanted and how we felt and how Alicia felt. Simple things like, what would you like your child to be called? You know, what's a nickname for them? And we were like, oh, Alicia Lou, into it.
For me personally, I still use my file now. It goes to any meeting at all that I attend for Grace. So just the fact that I can store everything in it, I've got all her notes in it. I even put pictures of my child in it on some of the forms that's in the early support pack. It makes Grace a person, not a condition.
Early support does come with a wealth of very, very good materials, but the mantra of early support always is the materials are not the intervention.
You can have early support without having any of the materials, without using any of the materials, without reading a word, because it's an approach, which is a family-focused approach.
So it's very important that practitioners get to know the families, give out the materials, and maybe work through the materials with the families.
You work to the family's priorities and family's needs and the family's wishes. So if they don't want any of the information in the books, or they don't want it in that form, if they don't want to use the family file, if they don't want to use the developmental journals, they can still have early support.